it's your girl Meesh. Welcome to another episode of Love Meesh, where I share my thoughts, opinions, and ramblings, and sometimes I'll have guests over, but no subject is off limits. It's a billion people in the world, and I'm one of them. So welcome to my world. Let the conversation begin. Hey loves, it's been a minute, but I'm back. Today I had an idea for a podcast, and I literally thought this up at work today. So yay me, because the last one took forever, and I uploaded everything and it deleted, and I had to start over. Y'all just don't understand, but I digress. This episode is going to be called The Call Center Commandments, because let me just say, child. So I've been working at call centers for a very, very long time, and it just never gets old. I have so many stories, but shout out to my sweet angel, Mama Barnes, because she's the one who showed me in the newspaper that Convergence was hiring, and that was my first big girl job ever. And I was working for the Clairol project. And Clairol was so strict, you had to pass a test or you were out. And I got to the last test, you guys. I kid you not. And it's my fault. I slacked on my studying. I got comfortable because they'll ask you questions on the spot in class, and either you know or don't know. Ain't no referring to your notes, because it's with people's hair and dye and stuff. And, you need to know your stuff. So I remember bawling my eyes out, because if they called you, that means you didn't need to come in the next day. So when she called, my God, I bawled my eyes out. And they basically call and tell you, when to come pick up your check. So I went to get my check. And she was like, well, you were so good. We're sorry you couldn't make it. But instead of letting you go, we're just going to refer you to another project. And she referred me to, this how old I am, y'all. AT&T Singular with either Dish Network, or I want to say it was Dish Network or DirecTV, one of the two. And I got that job. I was hooked. I could sit on my little pretty ass. I could dress cute. I could run my mouth and make more coins. Because I was a manager. I was manager C, not A, B, but C at Family Dollar. And it's hard work. Like, we have to put all that stuff on the shelf and print out all that paperwork, open the store, all this other stuff, clean the bathroom, while the other person just on the register all day. Like, what? And I thought for sure management was just sitting down doing paperwork, because that was basically my goal in life. I do not want to be a worker bee. Let me sit my ass down and monitor the worker bees. That's always been my motto. Like, work smarter, not harder, right? So I was locked in. And then, if y'all don't know, with Convergence, you get projects. So you might be on a year, 2 year, whatever. Whenever that contract ends, they just move you around. So after that one closed. We had a big meeting. They moved us over to Bank of America. And then that one closed, and I went to Citibank. I've worked at Bank of America, the real Bank of America. I've worked at ADT. I think that was it for the call centers. And now I'm with the government. So yeah, I got a couple of customer service jobs under my belt. But yeah, I thought of this while I was at work. And shout out to Marion, because she sent me this playlist on Pandora. And so that's what y'all hear in the background. No, I do not own the rights to this music. It's freaking Pandora. There go your shout out. Okay. So, call center commandments. Now, I wrote these down at work. So, commandment number 1, be prepared. Y'all do all that waiting and y'all still not ready when we answer the call. Now, this could be me because I've worked here. But before I call that number, I have my account number. I have a pen and a piece of paper so I can write it down. I know what my question is. And when they get on the line, I have them questions ready. Name, address, telephone number, password. If you've called them for the first time, you may not know. But if this is your first radio, you should be prepared. Get on and off that phone, right? We all have better things to do, right? And although I'm on the clock, other people are waiting. So if you're prepared, we could quickly get to those other people. And then y'all won't have to be complaining about the whole time. See how that works? Okay. So the first thing I said was be prepared. That was commandment number 1. Commandment number 2 is be polite. Okay, so I understand that we chose this job, right? We do have a financial obligation for ourselves and our family. Okay, and we're just not mad or angry. We don't wake up mad or angry. You have to understand the energy that we exert on these phones all day. People aren't just calling in polite and smiling. Oh, I just want to call in to tell you that I love your company. They are all complaints. Disgruntled people, upset people, irate people, and energy is transferred, you guys, right through those phone lines. So be polite. We understand who we work for. And it doesn't make it better that you say, I know this has nothing to do with you, but the fact that you said but negates everything that you just said before then. If you know who I'm working for and you know this has nothing to do with me, then hold all of that in, get your issue resolved, and write in to the proper channels for that to be done. Whether it's your governor, senate, state, president, CEO of the company, why are you wasting your breath telling me or us when we can't do anything about it? That's a waste of time, energy, and breath. Don't do that to yourself or to the company. If something needs to be resolved, use those appropriate channels so that it can be fixed. Okay, so just be mindful of that, you guys, and be polite. So my number 3 commandment is listen. We repeat all day long. And if you know me, what is my pet peeve? What is my pet peeve? Okay, so for those of you that do not know, I hate repeating myself. I hate repeating myself. Okay, so it's so funny that I repeat myself all day long, right? So just keep in mind that you have to say your, agent number all day long. So you get on the phone, what's your agent number? What's your agent number? What's your agent number? Because you're searching for a pen and a piece of paper. Don't ask me for my agent number. And see, you're going to get me on the line because I'll say, please tell me when you're ready to write down this agent number because I have to repeat this number all day. And to prevent myself from repeating myself, just let me know when you're ready. I sure will. Because that is annoying. You know you don't have a pen and a piece of paper and you're just going to keep asking me to waste time. Don't do that to me. Say, I didn't get your number, but I'm finna get a pen and piece of paper. I'm gonna ask you one more time, and I'm so sorry I wasn't prepared. Like, fluff it up and make it better, because y'all up here complaining about an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. All that should have been ready. So if you listen, then we wouldn't have to repeat ourselves, because we literally do repeat ourselves all day long. So have your pen, piece of paper ready, your listening ears ready, and don't let these people keep repeating themselves. Okay, so number 4. What we not finna do is have commercials in the background. That's what we not finna do. Sorry about that, y'all. I hate commercials. That's why I don't do... On this app, you can have sponsors, and I just don't. Like, even the podcast I listen to, I hate when they talk about their sponsors. Like, I am not here for the sponsors. I know you got bills to pay, this, that, the other, but I'm literally trying to hear you, and I just skip past them. So I told myself I didn't want to put them on here. So... sorry, Pandora, and next time I hear a commercial, I'm going to have to stop again. Nobody want to hear. I don't like hearing it, and I feel like y'all don't want to hear it either, so. Alrighty, so commandment number 4 is believe, okay? We are scripted. It's a lot of things we want to say that we don't. We might tiptoe towards that line, but we don't. We have a job, we have families, we have bills to pay, right? So if we're telling you something, it's not coming out of our tush, okay? Someone has literally written this up for us. Every call center has a Bible, so to speak, that you read. If it's about late payments, there's a section called late payments. And it states, agents say this. If the customer says that. Literally. If you could read, you could have a call center job. Because that's literally what we're doing all day. CEOs, bosses, managers, they don't want to do it. They pay us to do it. Okay? So we are not liars, people. We are not liars. So please believe what we have to say. We have no reason to lie. This is our job. The calls are recorded. They can pull them at any time. It is what it is, people. Sorry, it's not the answer you want to hear. But it's the truth. And what do they say about the truth? Sometimes the truth hurt, right? Okay. So commandment number 5, keep your frustrations and complaints to yourself. Okay, so we just want to talk, to you about the problem and resolve it and keep it moving. And if your issue is more complex or deeper than that, you may need to hire an attorney and have them write in for you, right? Or you write in about it. And as I stated before, it needs to get to the appropriate channels. Because telling little old me, I haven't had a job where the manager say, put your customer complaints in this box at the end of the day. It's either a manager callback or you just told me all your feelings and frustrations for nothing. And I'm not a psychiatrist. I didn't get paid for this hour to allow you to vent. That's not fair. They don't pay me enough for that. Psychiatrists don't get paid. But just make sure you're voicing your opinions, complaints, and stuff in the right direction. Whether that's an attorney that can get you a lawsuit or a manager that may be able to pull some. 9 times out of 10, they're going to repeat what they say. But sometimes you guys are right and they can get it done for you or write in. And I remember complaining at McDonald's one time. Me, a past lover, and his sister were at McDonald's, and they were just so freaking rude. And we called the number and complained, and they sent us like coupons for like free meals and stuff. So your voice is never unheard. You just have to make sure you call the appropriate channels, because these companies want to keep customers, okay? Because there's a lot of companies out there, and if you're not with them, you're with someone else. So if you're not being unreasonable, they're going to accommodate you and make you feel better. So just keep that in mind. So just, breathe, have a specific question that you're calling about and keep it moving. Everything else should be handled through another channel. Okay, number 6. Reading is fundamental. I'm sounding like my mom. When you guys get older, you will definitely sound like your mom. It's so funny. She always says that reading is fundamental. So shout out to Mama Bear. All right. So when companies send you letters, those letters are telling you exactly what you need to do. It baffles me that doctors, professionals, CEOs, anybody literally, you don't even have to have those titles. The fact that you could read and you're not a child and you're calling in about this letter that you just read, it blows my mind that the comprehension skills are so low. The letter can literally say, rip off the coupon, put your name and number, sign, and send it. So I got this letter. What do I do? Slap on my forehead, roll eye, everything else. I have to hear this all day long. So when I say reading is fundamental, just try to understand the letter before you call in. You spend 1 to 2 hours on hold, mad at the whole world for one sentence that you didn't read that could have saved you 2 hours and answered your question. You're really mad at yourself. That's where that frustration is coming from. And do not reflect it onto me. I'm you know what I have to learn how to do? Start deflecting that energy. Because this is an energy job. I be tired when I come home. I'm not physically standing up and stuff. I'm mentally drained, emotionally, energy-wise, fighting these emotions all day. But honestly, if you don't understand what you read, just be honest about it. I didn't know anything about any job that I ever had. I went through training, and I say this stuff all day long. Of course, it's second nature to me now. So I've learned and mastered it with each call. But it is okay to say, I read this letter and I'm just not sure what it's telling me to do. Or this is what I think it's telling me to do. Is that right? I just want to make sure. But don't just say, I got a letter. Oh, and I'm like, okay, you got a letter. Yes, we do send those out. Like, what? Please have a question. Like, what is it? You didn't even read the letter. You just called right on it. You found that number and called in. So we know you could read. You read that much. So just try. It's just, I don't know. That part blows my mind. I got a letter. Okay, what did it say? The letters be so simple, y'all. Okay, I could go on and on about that. We're going to stop. So number 7 is hire help. So if you don't know what the hell to do or what you are doing, and you try to read it, you try to research, and it's just not for you, hire somebody. That's okay. But please understand that you do pay for what you get. So you might want to check these people's resumes, their reviews. Don't just hire anybody and ask them for help. And then the best helpers become teachers. For example, if I have a broker, you better believe I'm asking questions from that broker. So there, at that point, when I hire you, you're not just my broker. You're my teacher as well. Do we not pay these professors when we sit in their classrooms? Okay. So I will ask my broker for help. And if he's really good, I won't need him anymore. He would have taught me everything that he learned. And I can go solo. I can keep him on my team for counsel, and I can do most of the work on my own. Or I can know what he's doing and then double check what he's doing. Or as I mentioned, I could be solo. But guess what? Because he's so good, I can refer other people to him. So there's never no loss in this. If you are a teacher and you want people to be students always, shame on you. That's a bad teacher. The best teacher turns students into teachers. This grilling season there go another commercial. Thanks to the Publix Greatness in Grilling sales event. Swing by your neighborhood Publix. I miss Apple, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I told myself that I was looking at my spending and making changes to some of my habits. And so a lot of my, monthly subscriptions I cut back on. Now, since I don't pay for cable, I do pay for Netflix and Hulu and internet. So those are my only bills. But I remember me and my sister's internet and cable bill was like $200-$300. And I just could not believe we were paying that. So just to pay $40 for internet and a little bit that Hulu and Netflix cost is nothing. So I keep those. But I did cut off Apple because I was a student paying $4.99. Then they want to up the price to $9.99. Talking about you graduated. How you know I graduated? Because last time I checked, I still have access to my email, and that's all y'all needed. How do they know I'm done? I don't know. But I'm not going to pay $9.99 for radio just for you to cut out the commercials. No, thank you. So I've switched over to my good old faithful way I started, Spotify for the free, and Pandora and YouTube. But they all on the commercial games now. So I am so anti-commercial. If I want something, I will Google it and find it. Y'all don't have to send products to me. And they need to realize that, because that's aggravating. If I want something, you better believe I'm looking for it and I'm going to go find it. I don't need you to sending stuff my way. That's annoying. Okay, but number 8 is managers. Managers. Let's talk about the managers. So, okay. It's okay to request a manager if you must. But please believe they cannot write me up for being honest and telling you what they told me to tell you. I don't think y'all get that. And when they call you back, they are literally going to tell you the same thing. But if it makes you feel better, okay. And let's not forget, it can take them 24 to 48 hours to do so. So you complain about the 1-2 hours that it took to hold, but you finna wait a whole 1-2 days to hear somebody tell you the same thing. We just be wasting our time, y'all. Please also keep in mind that nowadays each call is recorded. As I mentioned, companies want to keep their customers, and the way that they're going to do that is to make sure that their employees are on the same page, right? So if we know that they can pull all of our calls are recorded and they can pull them at any time, do you honestly think I'm going to just be lying and telling you any old thing? We can't say some of the stuff that we want to say. We're scripted. We're literally reading a computer screen to you guys. I honestly feel like if they just went digital, call center jobs would not exist. If you just went online and said, why is my bill late? And it explained it right there, and that was that. A lot of people will be out of jobs. But they honestly want us to tell you that your bill is late because they are literally paying us to do this. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. But thank you. My bill's being paid. But since each call is recorded and I know this to be true, I will bet on me all the time. Because although they're telling me what to say, they can't control how I say it. Because I'm not a robot, I'm human. And if you don't like the way I say it, that's completely up to you. As long as I'm not calling you out of your name, this, that, the other, you're not upset with what I'm saying and how I'm saying it. You're really upset about the answer. So let's just be honest right there. And if you ask for my name, my number, my ID, I'm going to give it to you. And they can go pull that call and you are wrong. Sorry, you're still wrong. And the answer is still what it is. So we don't have to be fluffy, pancakey, put you on a cloud. That's not what they're paying us for. They're paying us to tell you the answer and to get to the next call. So let me give you an example. If I went to a bank and walked up to the teller and told her, give me all the money from your register, and she said no, I could not then ask for her manager, and then when her manager gets there, say, give me all the money out your register. You know what that manager is going to say? No. So I got the same answer twice from two different people. That's literally how y'all sound on the phone. When I tell you something, you ask for a manager and she tells you the same thing. So I thought that was funny. But again, we can go on and on about that, and we're not going to. So next, number 9, authorizations. So we all know by now you cannot just call and ask questions about somebody else's account. Where do they do that at? And if we see it's a man's name, John, and you sounding all high-pitched like me, really? Let that man handle his own affairs. Or get the appropriate authorization that you need, whether it's verbal or written, to be able to handle their business. You could get oral authorization. You could get power of attorney. You can get like a 3-way and have them say, yeah, go ahead. Let her help me out. Let him help me out. And we definitely understand you're trying to help, but we have rules to follow as well. And if you speak another language, you can have somebody translate for you, but have them answer. We have little kids calling in on grown accounts. Like, we know this isn't you, and we understand your parents have a language barrier, but just translate for them and let them answer. Like, if you lie, we'll probably have to end the call, but if you tell the truth, we could kind of work with you. And lastly, parents, let your kids grow up. Mothers, let your man be a whole man. He gonna be a father to some lady. I mean, he gonna be the head of the house for some lady. He need to learn how to do this and not rely on you. Oh, my mama gonna handle that. He needs to be able to handle his own affairs. Teach him when he's young so that he will be able to handle it. It's a lot of women that be calling in on these accounts. When I first started these call center jobs, it was men. Women was not handling these calls, y'all. The men handle all the finances. Now, I started at 17, 18. Ooh, excuse me. And now I'm 31. So there has been a shift in this world. Like, I don't know what men are doing now that they ain't handling the finances, but these ladies sure calling in. And then my number 10, I did say it was the 10 Commandments. It says online. So my 10th commandment is online. Let me tell you why. So when you want to do anything in this world nowadays, you can either call, you can write, you can go in person, or you can get online, right? So don't complain. Oh, I've been on hold 2-3 hours. Again, that's what I hear all the time, y'all. I've been on hold 1-2 hours just to handle this problem. And I'm thinking to myself, you could have wrote in. You could have made an appointment to go see somebody. Or you could have hopped your tail online. But you wanted to wait. It sounds like you wanted to wait 1-2 hours. It's kind of how it sounds to me, right? Because we're so impatient, we want to speak to somebody. You know how fast online would have been? I do everything online. The only reason I ever call in is if online doesn't fix the problem. Let me tell you how advanced online is. What do I have? Xfinity. I have Xfinity for my internet. Do you know I can click a button and to troubleshoot and reset that thing? I think I called them twice, only because they have those fiber optic cables now. And so if you break it, it's like glass. They literally have to come out and fix that for you. Or if it's like a bad storm and it knocks out stuff. But other than that, I have not had to call them online. All my bill online, everything online, pay online. The only time I'm calling you is if it's a problem. Because I've definitely tried to handle it on my own. So I have another mother saying, shout out to Mama Bear, a lack of planning on your side does not constitute an emergency on mine. So even though you guys are calling in and it feels like an emergency, it literally was just a lack of planning, a lack of something, a lack on your side. And because of that lack, you're stressing and you're putting that stress on my side as if it's an emergency. It's not. It definitely is not. So just think about it next time. Try to write in. Try to go in. Try to get on the website. And then make the phone call your last resort. Because we all hate waiting. And 1 to 2 hours is a long time. People don't fell asleep on the phone. People don't went grocery shopping, pick their kids up, cook dinner. That is ridiculous. And I myself would not. I don't even have the patience to wait 1 to 2 hours. I literally will go online, go in, or write in. There's no way I'm going to do that. Who wants to do that? And sometimes it'll hang up if it's so busy. Now, that will really make me mad. But just try to take accountability. Figure out, how to best pay your bill on time, or how to best do this, or how to best do that, or how to best prepare that, so that things don't go wrong and you won't have to call in. So let's just try to do better. But that was it for my call center 10 commandments. Now, as I wrap it up, I do have 3 memorable customers at my current place of work. And I just wanted to talk about them because they really left an impression on my life. And I do think everybody that we meet is just not a coincidence. Everything is so precise with time on this planet Earth. There is no room for error, accidents, or coincidences. I don't even know why we say that. You're born at a specific second, in a specific month, in a specific city, state, century, time zone, all this other stuff. And the interactions that you have, your parents put you in this school, so you meet those people, and you go to college, you meet that people, you major in this, you pick that job. Like, all of it is so precise. We should never say coincidence, because it's not. So I say that to say this. Somehow I chose this job. Somehow I chose these hours. Somehow I chose this position. And based in the role that I have, these people come to me. So not only am I able to help them with their problem, but a lot of them minister to me and pour into me. And I just really do appreciate that. So here go my 3 customers that are memorable. So as I mentioned, I strongly believe that We meet no one by accident. I feel like people can be categorized as a lesson, a blessing, a reason, a season, a professor, a teacher, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like you're supposed to take something. And whether you observe their mistakes and do better, or they teach you something, or you teach them something, or they become a mother figure, father figure, sister, brother, or child for some people. They could become a son or a daughter. I just think we overlook people. People are more important than anything in this life. Money, career is really about us. It's really about each other. Everyone's connected somehow, and we really are important. Like, I need the gifts you have. You need the gifts I have. We all need each other. We're all really one. So my first memorable customer was an old lady. And I remember her because she just grabbed life by the horns. She was old, little old lady, but she had so much spunk. No. Again, we're not going to do those commercials. So, back to the old lady. She was so full of life. She just grabbed life by the horn. She was so spunky. When you at these jobs, you solve the problem. You talk about life, talk about stories. You get back to the problem. And a lot of jobs, people had a problem with them, but not this one. I've never been told, like, hey, stick to the call. This has been the best call center job I've ever had. Let me just say that. When it comes to everything you can think of, nobody breathing down my back, nobody looking at this, that, the other. They literally just want you to show up, do your job, and go home. Like, that's what I need. And I hope I'll be able to work from home. But shout out to them, because some of these call center jobs be like, I am not a robot. Get out my face. Goodbye. Y'all definitely don't pay me enough. That's another thing. This one does pay way more than any of the other ones. Let me just be honest. I guarantee I'm making more than the managers that I left. And that really hurt me, because I was trying to move up and this, that, the other. And you know what I mean? And I just waited patiently, and God put me in a place to where it's stressful being a manager. I know they have a lot to do, and they probably take them laptops home and be working. I don't have all those stresses, but I bet I got that pay. I'm sure I got that pay. So shout out to Universe. Thank you for that, because that was definitely my cry, my plea. And I got it. It's not where I thought I would have it at, but it came. And that's all that matters. Back to Miss Old Spunky Lady. She had told me when she turned 18, she was from England. She just said, I want to go to America. And she moved to America. Like, who does that? And she just like lived her life. She was fearless. Like I said, she had life in her voice. And she told me she was going to write a book called The Road Behind the Palace. So she was explaining to me that in England, behind a palace, I guess it's ghetto. Or it's poor, it's not, and I wouldn't think that. I thought London was just luxurious. And again, I haven't been there. I don't really see too many documentaries about it. But I mean, you think of king and stuff, I just think of like royalty and stuff. And I didn't think the ghettos would be anything close to the castle. But she said, oh yeah, the road right behind the castle. So if y'all, I Googled it, I didn't find it, road behind the castle. But if y'all happen to stumble across it, let me know, because I told her I would read it, and I wrote the name down and it saved in my phone so that I could find it. But I haven't seen it yet. And I hope she gets around to writing it, because she just was such a ball of fire. And I think that's how we all should live our life. I really feel like she lived it to the complete fullest. And her book would be amazing, I feel like. And then customer number 2 was an old man. He was calling about his balance on the account. But then we started talking about my favorite subject. And y'all know a podcast is coming soon about that. Because I am not playing with y'all. We have got to do better with our food choices. I don't care. I do not care. But he was telling me how he is 100% holistic and natural. He doesn't believe in medicines or surgery or hospitals. He was telling me how how foods are important, healthy foods and water. And he was like, not the fluoride water. And I'm like, yes, because I'm not a pro, y'all. I'm learning this stuff. And when people share it with me, it excites me because I'm wondering, like, why ain't nobody share all this stuff with me? All the conversations I had about drama and stuff. Why haven't I been having no life-altering conversations? So when I do start these conversations with people and it's about, don't drink that water, have fluoride in it, that's a conversation to have. You know what I mean? It makes me happy because although I researched and found out about it, you're sharing it. And that's why I share everything I learn. I don't master this stuff. I share it. You could go further than me. That's fine. I don't want to hold in all this stuff on myself. And if I just heard of it, maybe you could just not hear of it. And I don't know. Maybe that's just my gift, my calling. I am a sharer. I don't like to say I'm a teacher or anything, but I learn and I share. I don't just keep it by myself. But back to Mr. Holistic. So yeah, the fluoride water. So he was saying only drink natural spring water or distilled. And I was researching about that. So I do buy distilled water from Walmart. However, there is a machine. It's the Kagan machine. It's very expensive. And my sister's hearing this. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. Because that machine is like $5,000, right? But it adds electrolytes to the waters. So apparently we are electric beings. And when water is in a stream, it's moving. And I guess it has like electrical current in it. Or when they bottle that water and ship it, it's in a truck. It's on a shelf. It's dead. Yeah, water is dead by the time it gets to you. It's supposed to be moving. It's supposed to have life force in it. I guess the electrolytes. You know, I'm not a scientist. Go Google this stuff just like I have. But the Kagan machine basically adds it to it. And I'm definitely going to get that machine one day. But the man was basically saying, to research this particular doctor. And he said this doctor had written so many books and he's been on Oprah. And he just swears by him. He said his wife had something, can't really think of it. It wasn't serious like cancer, or wasn't too minor like arthritis, but something in the vein, something in the middle, like with her veins. But again, he said he didn't believe in surgery or medicine or stuff like that. And they made an appointment with the doctor and changed her eating habits and different stuff like that. And she was healed. So again, I said no medicine, no surgery, just changing her eating habits, met with the doctor, and she was good. And he was older too, but sounded young and alive and vibrant. And I'm sounding all old and drawn out and beat down. But I was telling him how depressed I was getting. Because when I first was learning about this stuff and I was telling my family, I'm working on year 3, y'all. November will be year 3 for me. So 2 in a little bit. But when I saw a video and it sparked my interest and I was like, oh, hell no. You mean tell me I'm killing my damn self? That's honestly how I felt when I learned about this stuff. I was like, I have to make a change for me. And then, like, I have absorbed all the knowledge from TV, but I hadn't absorbed it enough to be able to explain it properly to someone else. So I guess as I'm telling them, they're thinking I'm crazy. But sometimes you literally have to read and research stuff for yourself, because what might spark your interest may not spark mine. So I might tell you XYZ help me change my mind, and you see that and it don't help you change your mind. But when you do see it and you see EDF, it do change your mind. So sometimes you just have to share the resource and let the person dig and research for themselves, because everybody's different. Everybody's different. Their likes, their interests, what hits them, their heartstrings and stuff. Everybody's different. So just give them the tools and information so that it can touch them the way that it needs to do. But I was telling him how, oh my God, everybody thought I was crazy, and how I was so disappointed and really mad at the system, because, you know, we go to these stores and we buy these products so that we can eat, and they're killing us. And they don't put warning, this could kill you. Because how long were people smoking cigarettes before they finally put that warning on there? I think that is horrible because somebody knew day one that warning needed to be on there. But they waited how many years to put that warning on there, and how many people died of cancer because of that. And I know a lot of the times when we make this stuff, we don't know what it is, but maybe that's a clue. You don't even need to be making stuff if you don't even know what the side effects are. It's horrible. But it just hit in my mind. It hit me. We kill the animals, and everybody think that's so funny. When I'm a vegan, they think it's just so funny. You're not doing it. You're far away from it. You just see the bloody meat or the pink meat, and then you fry it, and it's good, yummy, yummy, whatever. I see, oh my God, what did that person have to do to kill that animal? Did the mom and daddy even get to be together? Did they get to be with the kid? This, that, the other. Like, that whole animal being... I don't know. Y'all go see these slaughter videos. It's horrendous. But the gag is, we kill them animals, right? And these corporations are killing us. So if that's not karma, y'all better go look up the laws. Sometimes that could, and I honestly think that is karma. You think eating that meat is not karma, and however that animal had to die, horrendous death, you better look it up. Better research, because I think that is karma, and I eliminated from that from my life, because I don't want that karma. But when he was telling me about it, I wrote it down, and we would get back to talking about his bill, and then once we finished up the account, he was like, okay, well, before I go, let me tell you a little bit more about him. If it's okay, I don't want you to get in trouble. I was like, no, you're fine. So he was like, he's written these books, he's on Facebook, Instagram. You can find him here. So I did. I wrote his information down, and I want to share him with you guys as well. So his name is Dr. Stephen Gundry, and he is a cardiologist, a heart surgeon, and a medical researcher, as well as an author. His mission is to improve health, happiness, and longevity through unique vision of human nutrition. During his 40-year career in medicine, he has performed countless pediatric heart transplants, developed and patented life-saving medical technology, and published over 300 articles and book chapters on his research. In 2008, his best-selling book, Dr. Gundry's Diet Evolution, focused on diet and nutrition as a way to help people avoid surgery. He currently operates his private practice at the Center for Restorative Medicine, with offices in both Palm Springs and Santa Barbara, California. So, guys, y'all know I'm a podcast head. So he has a podcast. It's called the Dr. Gundry Podcast. His latest book is called The Plant Paradox. And I have those in my cart. So let me tell you about my cart. I am a Kindle head. I love having my books on Kindle. However, internet will not be around always, so I do want to have a bookshelf. And when I say bookshelf, my favorite Disney movie is Beauty and the Beast. I love the fact that she loved reading, and I remember my mom made us go to the library so much, so I used to read a lot more than I do now, and I'm getting back into it. From, of course, when I was younger, it was Goosebumps, fiction, a little bit of romance and stuff like that. And as I got older, you got your drama, you got your naughty books. Now I'm more into Kalundi, holistic yoga, the planets, the chakras. So my library is just going to be full of everything. And at one point, when you're in school, you have a lot of school books too. Which you used to could sell these books and get money, but now they make it to where you done paid $300, $400 for this book, and they want to give you $50. Oh, really? So I've said all that to say I have his book in my oh my God, these commercials. I am so sorry about that. And I usually will edit this out, but I think I'm going to leave it in this time, y'all. It doesn't take a lot, but I have started and stopped this thing so many times. It will be a lot of edits. But I left off saying how much I love the books and how I have so many in my Kindle. So in my Kindle, I actually get samples so that I can read a little bit, see if I'm going to like it before I buy it. And my Kindle is full of books. So on my link tree, I actually have my Amazon wish list. So if you ever want to be a blessing, you can click on my wish list, purchase something. It's different books from different prices, and they will send it to me. And I will thank you and be so very grateful for it. Like, so very much. So I'll just throw that out there to the universe. But it's a lot of free books on Kindle too. So shout out to Kindle. There's a lot of free books, and even with my iPhone, if I click on an article, I can turn it into an iBook. So I have a lot of books on my iBook bookshelf as well, because they turn those web pages and those blogs into books for me. So I have a lot of reading to do. So if y'all don't see me on social media as much, it's because I'm getting back to my first love. But back to Beauty and the Beast. He gave this girl a whole castle, and I was in love with the dang on library. Do y'all remember how big that library was? Like, oh my God. And growing up, I remember looking at Reading Rainbow. That was one of my favorite shows as a kid. And I just love books. Books are amazing, y'all. We got to get back to writing and reading and passing new stuff down for this next generation, because TV and movies are amazing. Don't get me wrong. The visual helps those that aren't as visual. Because when I read, I'm visualizing all of that already. But it's to my liking. And when movie producers do it, they might even do it better than you. So I can understand where people come from with that. But you know me, I just like my version anyway. But I don't think nothing could ever start. Even those came from a book. Everything starts with words and books. So it starts there and it grows. So you can never knock the book, because the movie came from the book. The play came from the book. The song came from the music. You know what I mean? Everything points back to the words. So you can't get over it, guys. But I think that was all I was going to say about that. Yeah, that was all I was going to say about that. Sorry. And then the last lady was so funny to me. Okay, so this lady had lost her job. I see people that lose their job all the time, and they're so well-to-do, it don't even bother them. Like, if I say I lost a job, my God, the whole world be crumbling, and you can hear it in my voice. But she was just like, yeah, I lost my job. I'm working with another company. I'm just waiting for everything to start. And she wanted to get a payment arrangement so she can get things back rolling till the money starts come back in. And then she was like, I'll give you the website when we're done. She was like, I'll give you the website. You ready? I don't want you to get in trouble. I was like, no, I'm not going to get in trouble. So she gave me the website, and I had my phone on my desk. So I was like, yeah, let me pull it up. And she was like, no, pull it up when you get home, okay? She was so serious about that. But I'm on my phone, so I pull it up because, you know, I'm not with you company computer for that. So I put it up on my phone. It is a CBD product. This lady finna be selling CBD products. That's why she didn't want me to pull it up at work. And I just bust out laughing. I thought it was so funny. So again, let me share that with you. The website is hempworks.com. I'll spell that HEMPWORX.com. So it says that it has the highest quality hemp. And let me explain what that is. It says, what is hemp-derived CBD? HempWorks products are made from industrial hemp plants grown on Kentucky farms. Cannabidiol, CBD, a constituent that naturally occurs in industrial hemp, is just one of over 85 cannabinoids that is identified in the cannabis plant. Our oil is CO2 extracted, resulting in a solvent-free pure extract. And some of the products, it says we have 11 incredible hemp-derived CBD products in our HempWorks brand. These products consist of 6 tinnitus, 3 tropicals, and 2 pet products. And then they have like a 60-day money back guarantee. So let me just click on the products, because she gave me her site so that I could start selling under her and become a member. And it's in my phone, but I have so much going on. I normally save it, because if it's meant for me, it'll roll back around. Okay, so the flavors are cinnamon, peppermint, and natural. They do not use any artificial sweeteners or flavors. Okay, so that is the oil. And then they have hemp-infused coffee. And then they have hemp-infused coffee creamers, anti-aging cream, revive cream, itchy pain rub, dog treats. I thought it was pretty cool, y'all. So yeah, go check it out. I think hemp, and I don't really know too much about the plant, but I am learning. I'm dibbling and dabbling into being a herbalist. I have my very own avocado plant. It sprouted, you guys. I eat avocado so much, and I was just throwing the seed away, and I was like, oh my God, I'm just throwing these seeds and stuff away. I wish I had like literally, if I had a house, I would just throw the seeds in the backyard. It would just be stuff growing everywhere, y'all. Because I feel like throwing it away is killing it. If you put it in the ground, you're giving it a chance to live again, right? And produce food for you. What's wrong with that? So I put it in there. I've been and forgot about it. I don't water it like I should. And I went out there one day, it was a big ass root. I'm like, oh my God. Because my coworker, she said it took hers a year to grow. And I'm like, well, hell, mine grew. I know it ain't been no year. Because I had got a rosemary plant from my spiritualist, and she died. And I was so mad about that thing. And I went to Walmart, and they're actually in the fruit and vegetable section, and I got another one, and she's been thriving. Like, I lift the curtain up a little bit, and I have to keep pulling up and keep pulling up and keep pulling up, because she's growing so much. And I think I am getting the hang of this thing, y'all. Hey, baby. Supposed to talk to him. But I did have her like in the dark, and now I just leave her in the window so she could get sunlight and moonlight. I thought it would be too hot for her, but I guess she's okay. And the pot, I gotta get another pot. She is big, y'all. Hey, girl. She is so big. So I have those two plants, but I want to get to the point where I have a book. When I tell you I want to publish books, I'm really doing this for myself. But since I'm a sharer, I'm going to go on and put them out there for the world too. I want to know everything about an avocado, and then put that in there and then share it. Everything about a rosemary, put it in there and share it. So I'm at the beginning stages of that. But that will turn into a whole nother podcast. So I am done with my 10 commandments. Let me say that right. The 10 call center commandments. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Bye. And this concludes today's conversation. Thanks a million for listening. You can reach me on other social media platforms at www.linktr.ee/LUV.MEESH www.linktree/love.meesh. I hope you have a better than great day. Love you. Talk to you later. Mwah. Bye.